Everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy Fold. From this angle, you can't tell if this is the latest and greatest Fold 5 or the Fold 4, and even from this angle, you might not be able to tell it, but this is the Samsung Galaxy Fold 4, and let me tell you, even if the Fold 5 is out, why do I still have the Fold 4? Especially when I always used to trade my devices in to get the latest and greatest. So without any further delays, let's just get right into it. Last year, when I got the delivery of the Galaxy Fold 4, I fell in love with it. This was my first ever foldable, so the experience this gave me was amazing, out of this world, and something new that I hadn't experienced before, which is why I genuinely enjoyed daily driving this phone. But as the other smartphones came out, I had to take my main SIM card out of this and daily drive something else, but always had this in my pocket as a secondary device that I could always fall back into. Using the bigger display, the inside display for content like YouTube, Netflix, it was always amazing. I could immerse myself within it. But the main problem I had with this was the outer display, which is not very wide, it's very narrow, and especially when you have to type something, the keyboard size, it's really annoying. I have thick fingers, meaning that typing on it is not a good experience. I made many typos, so I always resorted to using the phone in the unfolded way so that I could make use of the bigger keyboard. But the problem lies when I'm walking out and about, when I'm in a public transport and I'm not lucky enough to find a seat, then it becomes much more challenging, because if I have to take the phone out of my pocket, it's always gonna be in this folded way, and I have to always rely on the outer screen, because if I do not find a seat and the public transport is very crowded, I cannot risk opening this up because I might be holding on to something, and it's really hard for me to open this with just one hand. So I was like, this is not a good experience, because how would I open it? Like, for example, just opening this with one hand, like, I literally can't do it. I would really have to struggle. Now imagine, I'm struggling now when I'm alone in the studio. If this was a public transport crammed with people and I'm standing holding on to something, how would I do this finger gymnastic, hand gymnastic to be able to open this Fold phone? It's not a good experience. So I think the outer display has to be a bit more wider to make use of the keyboard, to make use of the content on the outer screen, to make use of the social media so that there is better experience. It's not there even with the Fold 5, which is why I did not buy the Fold 5, because I would basically be buying another Fold 4. To me, the Fold 5 is more like a Fold 4S, if that makes sense. Remember how Apple used to come out with iPhone 5, iPhone 5S? The Fold 5 is basically that to me. It's the Fold 4S. So I genuinely thought that, no, the Fold 5 is not the right choice, because I would have to trade my Galaxy Fold in, add few extra dollars on top, and then buy the Fold 5. That would basically be me paying extra again for the same Fold phone. Now, for people who are planning to jump from their Fold 1, Fold 2, or Fold 3, yes, you can get the Fold 5, but is it really worth it to be spending all that money for the Fold 5 when you can buy the Fold 4, which is basically the same device, has the exact camera module, has all the sensors and everything same. The only difference is the processor, which does not really make that much of a difference that you're going to be noticing in day-to-day life. Battery life is also pretty much the same, so do you really need to buy the Fold 5 spending all that money? Or should you buy the Fold 4 and save any bit of extra money that you can save from going the Fold 4 route? I think the answer is pretty straightforward and pretty simple, that you should try to get the Fold 4. I would even say, considering to buy a second-hand used Fold 4, if that's in a good condition, is much more better, because you're gonna get the best foldable phone out there at a much better price for you. It's gonna be a great deal, great value for you. I think that is what people should do rather than buying the Fold 5, and really wait it out for the Fold 6, because I don't think Fold 5 really deserves the upgrade from any of the previous Samsung Folds that you've had. If you are coming from a non-foldable phone, then still, I would say going to Fold 4 is still the best bet. You might be able to find this in Amazon or eBay for a much better price. There might be some deals going around as well, because I think upgrading to the Fold 5 is not really decent. Like, there is no camera upgrades as well. If we quickly talk about the camera, the same hardware module that's being used in the Fold 4 is being used in the Fold 5. So if you were to take the Fold 4 and the Fold 5 side by side and click a pic, it's going to be the same, because the same hardware module and sensors are being used in the Fold 5. Same thing with the battery as well. If you were to compare the battery life of the Fold 4 and the Fold 5, it would basically be neck and neck. Definitely, if you compare a used Fold 4 that's been used for 1 year or so and compare that with the brand new Fold 5, definitely the brand new Fold 5 battery is gonna last you the longest. But say you unbox a brand new Fold 4 and then compare the battery life of the brand new Fold 4 with the brand new Fold 5, it's gonna give you neck and neck performance. So I really don't think even battery life should prompt you to move and jump over to the Fold 5 because it's not that great. And again, if you come from the previous Folds, then still Fold 4 makes sense to me more than the Fold 5. If I was in the market and say I was a Fold 1 user or any of the other normal phone user, then I would definitely buy the Fold 4 personally rather than buying the Fold 5. If I had to recommend to one of my friends or someone, hey, which phone should I buy? Should I get the Fold 5? It's brand new. I'm moving from my Note 10 Plus or something. I would tell them, save your money, maybe try to look if you can find better deals for the Galaxy Fold 4, see if you can buy the brand new, and I would tell them to buy the Fold 4 because it's basically the same phone. Just to have a minimal gap, it doesn't make sense to spend all that money. Both of them are very good phones. You're not gonna be disappointed with the camera, the battery life of the Fold 4. And I'm saying this with my personal experience of using this. That's why, even though for reviewing purposes, I did not buy the Fold 5 because I would be talking about the same phone, literally the same phone. There is not gonna be that much of a difference at all because of almost the same parts being used between the two phones, same modules being used between the two phones. The only difference is also not big enough to be able to be noticed during the day-to-day use. So that's why I would say, don't waste your money to buy the Fold 5. Just get the Fold 4 if you really need a phone, if you really want to experience your first ever foldable phone, then yeah, buy the Fold 4. Or if you want, you can buy the Flip 5. At least that has a good enough change to be upgrading. It has a bigger outer display, but the Fold 5, yeah, it just doesn't do it for me, and I wouldn't recommend Fold 5 to anyone, Doesn't matter how much of an old phone you used to use and you're trying to make the jump, it still doesn't make sense. Go with the Fold 4 is what I'm saying. That is definitely gonna be the best bang for your buck. Rather than wasting your money, you can buy the Fold 4, you can buy all the accessories and anything and everything that you need in that amount of money that you would be spending in the Fold 5. That's just my opinion. I think this might give you a little bit much more perspective. That is literally the only difference that I've been able to find. And I would pretty much say any other creators out there talking about the Fold 4 or the Fold 5 would be pretty much saying almost the same thing. I'll leave it here for now. Thank you for watching this quick video. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, peace.